Bam. Okay, we live, baby. It's time for this discussion. The best R&B and rap albums of all time. Let me bring in my good people that are going to do it with me, and we're gonna chop it up, baby, like veggies in a food processor for your Thanksgiving dressing. KTookes, what's
Hey,
up?
hey,
Hey, what's going on?
not much. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing really good.
Okay. So we're gonna get Miss Stevie in here.
That's all we need, Miss Stevie, to come up in here and we can get this thing started.
Yes, baby, we're gonna get it cracking like pimps in on the corner.
Yeah, it's time because it's been a long time coming.
Yes, I'm ready for it. Let me see. Okay.
Got her?
I sent her because I think she's gonna come up in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, let's give her a minute. How was your day?
My day's been actually good. I've just been relaxing. I just haven't dealt with no negative energy. Just said because I know this was be a good discussion, so I said I'm not gonna let nobody bother you. Oh, I see my sister.
Hey
Oh,
y'all.
Hey,
hey,
hey.
hey, Fashion Down.
Hey my love.
Y'all see that beautiful face and that handsome face is style by Stevie. Miss Stevie does fashion, she does interviews, she's in entertainment. K2 does music backwards and forward. He does interviews. They both talk to
Hey,
who's who in music and entertainment. And for a while they have been really supportive of me. I asked them stuff. It's just a good thing. And I was like, who else better to do this with than two people that know the vibe of music, that know the feel of it, that they've talked to so many people in music, y'all. So we gonna chop it up.
yeah.
It's the best discussion, the best R&B and rap albums of all time, baby. So
Mm.
This is gonna be. I'm gonna let you guys know straight up. This is gonna be freestyle because I don't have nothing written down. I'm gonna let you guys know just from the heart what are my favorites.
okay, that's all you got to do. So we gonna get it kicked off. Now it's going to be 8 categories. We got male and female, R&B, and rap. So we are going to start with the first category and it's best R&B solo album female. I'm gonna start with you, Miss Stevie. What is your pick for best female R&B album?
My pick for best female R&B album would have to be, and this one is dear to my heart, Mary J. Blige, My Life. That is an all-time cult
Oh,
classic, hands down. And if you're going through a breakup, I can listen to that on repeat all day long.
Yes.
that's a great album.
Yes, baby.
Oh, that album had my. I'm gonna tell you straight up because since my sister said it, who's also one of my best friends, and you know you one of my best friends too. But
Mm,
my life that had the jams like my life, be happy. You know you had Mary Jane all night. You
yes.
know down, but it's just something about that album. Where, like when it comes to "You Gotta Believe," the song that Faith Evans is on the backgrounds of
Oh
that
yeah,
song.
number 8. I think
Mhm.
it's number 8.
It's
Yeah,
number 8.
that song just hits the nerve when you be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm loving that song." But
Ooh,
it doesn't take away
K2.
from the other songs. My life was the jam too, the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is
Yes,
that
I
yours, K2?
so.
No, mine. Now you know what? That's one of my favorites. Well, let my sister have that moment right there. My
Mm-hmm.
favorite, and I've already mentioned it on my sister's platform, and I'm gonna say for like when you said female R&B solo, artists, mine
Mm-hmm.
is because to me this one is more sentimental for me
Mm-hmm.
because they dealt with a lot that was going on like teenage years was Brandy's Never Say Never.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
because that one, you know, at the time, you know, teenage age, you know, you're done with the teenage years, adolescent age. But that one right there, it just had my jams. You know, besides songs that we know, like The Boy Is Mine, Top of the
Yeah.
World, Have Ever, you know, Angel Disguise, You Don't Know Me Like You Used to.
Yes.
We all know those were great songs. But it was the other songs that were never singles. You know, like Put That on Everything. That was one of my favorite songs. Learn the
Yes.
Hard Way. It's just like that album really resonated with me because it was just like that was how I was feeling.
Yes. Yes, I love Almost Doesn't Count. Ooh, yes, baby. So, baby, yes. Look, y'all done got me in my feelings. So, my choice is I'm gonna have to go with Miss Stevie. It's the My Life album for me. It to me, what I love about that album is I'm reminded of me being a teenager and the stuff that was going on around me. And I remember going to the beauty shop with my mama. We were still in Milwaukee. And everybody in this beauty shop was blasting his albums. They had like headphones on. We were in the mall. It was played to death. That was like my Christmas present. But I love that song and that album because she wrote it. That was the start of her writing, and it just came from her.
Because I remember the facts that they were saying around that time was that Puff was telling her, you know, you need to start writing more. And that's when she started doing it. And that's when she felt like, okay, I'm going to do that. And I think people weren't really ready for it because I think when My Life came out, it was it's still a great album. It's one of her biggest albums. But I think from the time when it came out, I know a lot of people going through, you know, depression. You know how we talk about mental health? I think that's like that's going through mental health issues. That's the album you need to listen to. And it's not because I know at first some people felt like they're going to be suicidal, but when they heard that album, it changed their life. It was one of the Mary J. Blige albums that changed people's lives because I know it was between that one and you know like the Mary album. But I think that one is the blueprint for what helped Mary become the superstar that she is. Well, I should say the Grammy Award-winning superstar that she is.
Yes. Yes, baby. That album takes me back. So, yes, Mary, come through. And Chucky Thompson, he's always overlooked. He helped produce that album.
Well, but I think didn't Chucky Thompson pass away recently? So it's like we have to say R.I.P. because he did a lot of stuff for her and Faith Evans and a couple other artists.
Chucky is dope.
His respect and his love.
He's dope, y'all. Now we gonna get into best male R&B solo album. Miss Stevie, who is your pick?
I'm gonna go with Maxwell Urban Hang Suite. It has soul. It has the right amount of everything into it. So I love me some Maxwell.
Yes, come through, Maxwell.
Now I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna say this. That's actually my favorite right now. I was gonna say too.
Really?
That's actually my favorite from Maxwell because Maxwell's one of my favorite male artists. So it's funny you say that because I think about Till the Cops Come Knocking, which is my favorite song of all time from him.
My favorite too.
Because you know we've had these talks. You and I've had these talks, Miss Stevie. And then you know you think about Ascension, Don't Ever Wonder. You think about was it Whenever, Wherever, Whatever?
Something, yeah.
Something. Yes. Think about Reunion.
Yes.
Those are my songs. So that's actually my pick also. So it's funny that my sister said it, but that's actually my pick. Broad chat. What's up, baby? We see you. Hi, Miss Pauline. I see say daily affirmation by Pauline. That's my girl. I love her. That's like another mother to me. Love her.
Yes, Maxwell. So, y'all, that took me back.
Hold up, y'all. When we were talking about Maxwell, I was telling, it was so funny. I was telling one of my bosses, you know, we were talking about different music collection because, you know, because where I work at, we have a playlist depending on the managers of what they play and everything. And, you know, he played Maxwell something that was playing. That was one of the songs playing at my job. But I was saying if he did two collaborations, I think he should do that. He hasn't done already. I said with Brandy, and I said with Lauryn Hill. Those are just that was what I was saying. But he was like, okay, I can see that. But go ahead, y'all.
Ugh, yeah, that him and Brent, that would be yes.
Brandy
My
would
pick.
go crazy. Brandy, Maxwell, if
The
y'all watching
vocal
it,
Bible himself.
y'all,
I can see that.
hit me up, hit us all up. Oh, Jen, that's my coworker right here. Say Jennifer, right there, Jennifer and Anda. That's my girl right there. That's my coworker right there. She know what I'm talking about. She went to one of his concerts when she said, "Oh,
I
Jen,
love
when I come back to work, girl, we gonna talk."
my pick is Marvin Gaye. What's going on? It's to me for that album to come out. I had the CD, I had the vinyl, and what he was talking about in '71 is still relevant today. So,
Yeah.
and he just changed the game with that album to me. He started writing, producing his stuff, and Motown didn't want to put it out, and they did, and he became the Marvin Gaye, baby.
Because I think that album, that's a great choice you put out there. Because I think with him, when it comes to that album right there you just brought up, what's going on. But I think also I Want You. Those are the two biggest albums, and I feel like they revolutionized when we think about our Afrocentric, our African American people. We think about those two albums, especially because we know the painting of I Want You was what we saw on Good Times. They close off the old episodes. So I feel like that's a great selection that you chose right there.
I love it, man. Now, we're going to get into Best Rap Solo Album. We're going to start with female Miss Stevie. What is your choice?
I'm going to go with The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Because that played when she, from every single when she sings about Zion, on that album itself comes from a place that's real. Like throughout your childhood, she's gotten through, just like with the Mary J. Blige, My Life album. I would have to go with Lauryn Hill, The Miseducation, or I could have said Queen Latifah's Black Rain. But,
oh my God, look at those two myself. Hold on a minute, y'all, because my girl Jennifer was saying when we were talking about the R&B male artists, she said let's not forget about Stevie Wonder. But since we went to female solo rap artists, those are actually the two albums I was picking on between Miseducation, Lauryn Hill, and Black Rain from Queen Latifah. That's funny that you said that. So it's like, for me, it's so hard because those were two great albums. And I know you already said Miseducation, Lauryn Hill, so I'm going to let you have that one because that's actually one of the best albums. And I said on our interview, that's one of my favorite albums. So I'm going to let you have that one right there. So you feel like, because you brought up Lauryn Hill's album, I'm going to bring up Queen Latifah's Black Rain.
Yes.
Be fair. Because I feel like if it wasn't for Black Rain, you had that woman empowerment, which she did. Because I feel like if she didn't do it, because, she opened the doors for, like, Salt and Pepper, Little Kim, Foxy Brown, Eve, all those artists right there. So I feel like a lot of people, they forget she was always Afrocentric, and she always represented, just the female hip hop, the female hip hop head. Because I feel like she had great songs, but at the same time she could sing, which a lot of people forgot about. Because you had songs like UNITY, which got her a Grammy. You also remember that she had Just Another Day, which was one of my favorites besides UNITY.
Yes.
She had so many different songs on that album. So I feel like with her, she really just set the ground. And I know she was the was she the first female rapper that went gold, or I think went gold, right?
She was the first solo to go gold, yes.
Because I know the first that went platinum was The Brat. I know that for a fact.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just like I want to make sure I got it right. But I know with Queen Latifah, she actually did things. And then currently what I found out is that Black Rain is almost close to being double platinum currently.
Yeah.
I love that.
0.7 million copies sold right now. So it's just like, and plus we all know from when we think about UNITY, we think of, someone who you call a bitch or in a hole and everything. She was really talking about that type of thing. And then we saw it when she was on Living Single, when they did the episode when they had Kyle's boss talking about, I can't stand these bitches. And then they referenced the song UNITY. And then when the episode ended, they played UNITY at the end. So it's just, I think that's one of the things that I just say. But go ahead, Jay. I know I'm kind of letting a lot out, but just saying.
But I love both of them. Oh yes, Lauren just speaks to me, and Queen Latifah has just. Oh yes. My choice is Little Kim Hardcore.
Oh, that's another great
Kim
right there.
is the. Listen. Now Kim is the blueprint, but besides the sexiness, Kim can actually rap, and a lot of these girls out right now cannot rap. They don't have the full package. It's one thing to be sexy, but when Kim came out, it was spitting like a dude and was saying things that women were not saying. Like I like Foxy too, I like Il Nana,
Yeah.
but as far as the sexuality and owning it and just being explosive, Kim was it. The Crush on You video with the wigs and the different
Yeah,
Kim, every song on that hardcore album and all those samples is iconic to me.
I agree. You want to say anything, sister, on that one before I say anything?
The intro, when she started off with the intro, it was like the birth of her, and then Big Mama thing went right into the right phase right into Big Mama thing. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yes.
this was the birth of the Queen Bee herself. This album right here
I
introduced her.
I told you,
Baby.
I'm friends with Kim and I'm friends with C's. So if they watching this, Kim C's, love y'all. I'm gonna keep it real on this because when it comes to hardcore, hardcore from Little Kim, I like how she just didn't care what anybody thought. She did what she said what she had to say, and she was done with it. She just felt like, okay, if I'm gonna talk about it, I'm gonna talk about it. She just did what
Yeah,
she felt was right, and that's one thing I respect about Lil Kim. And I feel like people they have to realize that when it came to Little Kim, she never gave a crap what anybody thought. She did what she wanted to do. She said what she said. Hey Danielle, and she just especially like songs like Big Mama Thing, No Time,
Mhm.
and like you said, Crush on You. But you know,
Yeah.
but you know how the original version is doesn't have cease on it because she was going through that time when we ain't gonna go into that situation when she's going through the personal stuff with Biggie and everything, and then we had the other version of Not Tonight, but we all know the Ladies Night version.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
But she had other great songs on there besides like Spend a Little Dough,
Drugs, Queen
Drugs.
Bitch.
Those
Woo.
songs.
yes,
Kim, I'm gonna tell you straight up, Little Kim is always one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
And I would never say nothing bad about Lil Kim because Lil Kim has always been one of the people that opened the doors for all the female artists. Because if it was for Lil Kim, and like if it was for Lil Kim, like we said, her and Foxy Brown really opened the doors, like for Nicki
Mm-hmm.
Minaj, Cardi B, and I like how everybody's giving Kim her flowers now.
yes.
So
Mm-hmm.
you got Cash Doll and all these other girls, they're talking about Lil Kim. They have love for Lil Kim. Now, I know sometimes they act like they don't, but at the same time, you got to give credit where credit's due. Because
Kim.
Lil Kim is the chameleon of the female hip hop artist, where she can do one thing and then you can see her doing another thing. Because that's what made her get that Grammy for Lady Marmalade, being with Christina Aguilera,
Yeah,
Aya, Pink. So I feel like she's done Christina Aguilera and all of them. Christina Aguilera, Maya, and Pink. She did her thing. Because I feel
She
like with
did.
her involvement of that song, it's what made it kick, to another level.
Yes, and I love her fashion game. Like she worked with Misha in the beginning, and those
yeah,
looks from the Louis Vuitton cover on the magazine where she was Louis out, and
Mm-hmm.
the MTV where she had the pasty. She's given so many iconic looks.
And
So,
that was me. That was Misa, Puffy's first baby mother.
mm-hmm.
Had the idea, but really it was Missy Elliott said she should come out with have one boob out. A lot of people don't
Yeah.
know that Elliott was the one that said she should do that.
Ooh, yes. Ooh, Kim. I could be here all day on you, Kim. Now, let's go to best male rap solo album. Who is your choice, Miss Stevie?
I would have to go with Nas Illmatic. That album is a classic all by itself from beginning to end. Or I could have said Notorious B.I.G. Ready to Die, but that one right there, Illmatic, gave us the birth of her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yes.
that was the album right there. Like it ain't hard to tell all the songs like that. And you know what? I love me some.
Mm,
It's funny you said that because I love that album right there. Just like I love the Stillmatic album. But for
yes.
me, now when it comes to for me, like Nas is my boy. He's my friend in my head. He ain't my real friend, but I'm saying he's my friend in my head. But if I had to choose like male R&B, like not male, but male hip hop solo album, oh my goodness, you guys. And I was just thinking about it because it was two people that came to my mind. And you know, we know who they are. I was thinking between Tupac and Biggie.
Oh, yeah.
But if I had to choose my favorite album, like this is between you and I, all of y'all, I have to say Notorious B.I.G.'s Life After Death.
Okay.
Because that had great album. Like it's to me that one and Tupac's All Eyes on Me, those are like the two biggest male hip hop artist albums besides Illmatic from Nas. But I feel like Life After Death, we really got the chance to see Biggie, even though he passed away when the album came out, but we all knew his mindset was a certain way he was trying to be better in life. I think in his mind, when the album came, before he died, I don't think he thought he was going to die. I think he knew there was just a lot of crapola going on, but I didn't think he was going to die. I don't think he thought he was going to die. I just think that it was just a lot of people trying to come after him at the time. But that album symbolized a lot because, you know, different sides of Biggie. You know, you had like songs like Another with him and Lil' Kim when they were fighting, when they had their beef. Because you know how the whole thing between him and everything. But then you also have great songs like Hypnotized, More Money or Problems, because basically I feel like Biggie was telling all of us what was going on, but he was just ahead of his game.
I like that. Ooh.
And then you had the song that they played that found out he died, like, you know, going back to
Yeah.
But then he also had songs like Sky's the Limit.
I love that song.
But he has so many different songs on there. But I feel like, and you know, he had the song with R. Kelly. I don't know what I'm talking about on that one. That was one of my favorites on there. Say Notorious B.I.G., but I feel like with him, he really set a blueprint, especially for Brooklyn and just for East. So I feel like he blended with everybody. I feel like the thing about him is that since he did that, I feel like that showed how much credibility he had as an artist. And I feel like if he would have still been alive, I think he would have got that Grammy.
Oh yeah, he would have been.
I like that one. My choice is I love Tupac. I love Tupac, like you said. I love Nas. Stillmatic is my choice. Because a lot of people thought like Nas had fell off, but when he came out with the Ether joint that's on there, and he went up on Jay-Z. One Mic, I love. Chucky did that one. Chucky Thompson. The whole album I can listen to from start to finish, and it just, to me, solidified him as, like, a lot of people counted him out, but it's just, to me, it's just a good album from start to finish. I can listen to that whole album. So that's just my album right there. So let's go to Best R&B Group Album Female. Miss Stevie, who is your choice for Best Group Album Female?
Everybody knows this. Y'all know I am a fan of these girls. I would have to say Tia and Milk. I can listen to that album from top to bottom. I know every song on it, every detail, and just this stay. Or I could have said Crazy Sexy Cool, but Fan Mail does it for me.
Okay. Those are great choices because those are their biggest albums.
Yes.
Because, you know, when you go into Crazy Sexy Cool, you know, every time everybody think of Crazy Sexy Cool, they think of Creep, they think of Red Light Special, and they think of Waterfalls.
Waterfalls.
And Digging on Heat. Those are the four you think of. Now, when you go to Fan Mail, you know, we think of No Scrubs, Pretty, Dear Lie. You know, I love the song called Love Sick.
That's my favorite.
And then Silly Ho those are my songs right there.
I like My Life though. I love that one.
Number 10. Yeah, number 10.
Yeah, and Shout. I love Shout.
T-Bar says she hated that song, but I love it. I love it.
Me too. What's yours, KTookes?
Okay, mine is gonna shock you guys, but I'm gonna keep it real. Because you said female hip hop, hip hop group. I have to make sure I give these ladies their props, but it'd be Salt and Pepper's Very Necessary album.
Ooh, yeah.
Wait, no, R&B. So that's your R&B choice?
But saying, well, as far as like, okay, but if you say hip hop, I thought we said hip hop, but we said R&B. Okay,
Yeah.
wrong. That's gonna be Fahima. You gonna see that in the hip hop one. No, but R&B, because she said TLC. I'm gonna have to say, don't judge me, y'all. I'm gonna have to say Destiny Child, The Writings on the Wall.
Okay.
And they both came out in the same time, Fan Mail and Writings on the Wall.
Yeah. But if it wasn't for Fan Mail, you wouldn't have on Writings on the Wall. Well, great sex cool. But when it comes to like we said, I thought we said hip hop, but my bad, y'all. But Destiny Child, Right on the Walls, I feel like that's when we really got to see the girls. The first album they did their thing on, but the second album I feel like solidified them as a group. Because you had songs like Bills, Bugaboo, Say My Name.
Wait.
Uh-oh, he should be coming back.
I think he froze. Okay.
Had all those jumping. But you have also good songs, probably like Stay and different songs. We're all back, right? I say songwriter, but I think a lot of people forget that Kelly Rowland, Latavia Roberson, and they all wrote on the album too. And I think we have to make sure we give those ladies their props too. Because you had Candy, Shakespeare, and a couple of people that wrote on there. But I feel like that album right there is what set them off from when when you see Survivor. And like Destiny.
I got you. My choice is TLC Crazy Sexy Cool. That one to me, like, that was like the height of everything. Like, they just came off of Left Eye and the whole fire thing, and they had everybody's attention. But I just love that album. It's just like one of my favorite albums.
But I'm like, we can go to you, Jay.
I can listen to it from start to finish. I don't even skip over any songs, and I love Switch and Kick Your Game. Jermaine Dupri did those. I love those. I love the remake of If I Was Your Girlfriend. Just the whole way Chunky did that with Puffy. And it's just the whole sound of that album just takes me back to being like in the 8th grade, and just TLC was huge. So that's my favorite.
And then it shocked me, it's funny you said that, because I remember on the 1999 VMAs, MTV VMAs, that Prince said his favorite group was TLC, which shocked me. Because you would have never thought Prince would, because in our minds we thinking, Prince ain't going to be feeling TLC like that. Because Prince is particular when people recreate his songs.
So Prince knew what was up. I love that. What are your choices for best R&B male album, Miss Stevie, for a group? What is your best group male R&B album?
I'm gonna go with Boyz II Men Evolution. That is one of my favorites, and this is around the time they did a song for Mama on Soul Food. I think it's number 13. Come On is one of my favorites from that one, and another one that they did on I can't remember. I think it's Sugar or something like that. But that one is one of my favorites. Boyz II Men Evolution.
I love that one. And it's the 4 Seasons of Loneliness. I love that song.
Yeah.
Yes. So yes. That's what's yours, KTookes?
Have to be 112 part. I think it's part 3.
Mm-hmm.
Because it had my songs like "It's Over Now," "Peaches and Cream,"
Mm-hmm.
and you know the song "Dance with Me."
Mm-hmm.
But it
I
also had
love this.
some of my favorite songs that were never singles, like "Do What You Gotta Do." Because you know, to me, I feel like them between 112 and Jagged Edge and Boyz II Men, those were like the 3 that everybody was like challenging, like who's had the best albums.
Okay. My choice is Jodeci, Diary of a Madman, their second album. I love that whole vibe of that album because it was more like they incorporated like a West Coast kind of gangster style. They got My Heart Belongs to You. It wasn't a single, but it was just a big song. It was like a big power ballad. And what I love most about that album is that, you know, they did it again on their own, but without Al B. Shore. But Missy, this is when I found out who Missy was before Missy was Missy, before Missy got in Sister. She's on a song, 2 songs on the back of that album, Sweaty and Won't Waste You. And Missy just had a whole flow because I was like, who is this? Like, she was just completely different. And this is way before anybody knew Missy, before Brand New with Sister came out. So that is my favorite album. Jodeci is like, they were huge. Like, they were just huge. So that's my favorite. So now
Okay. Because Devontae was kind of shutting Missy down because he was jealous of how Missy had her writing skills from what we found out back in the day. So I think because the way she wrote songs and how Timbaland will produce songs, I think it made Devontae jealous because, you know, Devontae was so used to writing all of Jodeci's stuff. So I think it made that division. I think if it wasn't for Devontae, even though he discovered them, I think it's his biggest loss on his ego. Because for his ego being messed up, Missy, Timbaland, and everybody from the basement, you know, from the basement crew and everything that they did, whatever they called it, they flourished. Because if it wasn't for that, you wouldn't have Missy, you wouldn't have Timbaland, you would have Tweet, you would have Genuine, you wouldn't even have Player if it wasn't for what Devontae messed up on.
But look what we got. We got Missy. I love her. So we're going to go to best rap group album female. It's female rap groups are not even around anymore. But Miss Stevie, what is your choice for best female rap album?
Best
By group.
female rap group album. Oh my God. Yeah, they're hardly ever around. So I would have to go with Salt and Pepper. Is it New Day? Brand New? I think the one that
Brandon.
came out in 1997.
Oh, I was done with that. I was done. That was it.
Yeah.
Like, that was it. But see, we didn't get a chance to hear her version of why she said "Brand New Day," or I think it was "Brand New Day."
Brand New.
Brand New, yeah.
Yeah, mine was very necessary because I feel like that's the album that really opened the doors for them. Like we thought of like "What a Man," you know. What's the other song they did? "Shoot."
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like for Salt and Pepper, they opened the doors for a lot of these female groups because really they're the biggest female solo, not female solo, but female like hip hop group.
Yeah, they're the biggest seller.
They're the biggest song because they did what they had to do. And I feel like for what they did, they really brought a lot of social conscious music, but at the same time, they talked about sexuality, but at the same time, they were just being themselves.
Yeah, it wasn't like a whole bunch. I remember like Conscious Daughters and what the girls that used to rap with the 59 Boys, this and that, but it really wasn't a lot. 357, but they just had that one song.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
yeah, my choice is Salt and Pepper, the Black's Magic album. That's their third album. It has Expression on there. Salt wrote and produced that. Let's Talk About Sex that turned into Let's Talk About AIDS. They even Jackie McGee was singing on Expression. I just saw an interview where she said she wrote that and she wasn't even given credit for the part that she wrote. Independent with Sybil. Y'all remember Sybil they used to sing back in the day. Do You Want Me? That was like me being a kid and really knowing hip hop, and that was like the stepping stone to their next album. But that's my favorite female group album.
Yeah. You do realize when you brought up Sybil's name, you do know her cousin is Maxine from In Vogue.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't either. Learn something.
Okay, come through. Family Jeans, singers. So this next one is Best Rap Group Album Male. Miss Stevie, who is your pick?
Well, I feel like this group never really got the credit it rightfully deserved. So I would have to say Camp, Uptown Saturday Night. Number 2, Bikini. This is my jam. So that is one of my favorites right there. And you got number 1, Crystal Carrington. So I would have to go with Camp Low, Uptown Saturday Night.
Yes, come on, Miss Stevie. You just took me back, baby. Them high school years. Yes. What's yours, KTookes? Really?
That's actually my favorite also.
Okay.
It's just
Now y'all better get on to Camp Low, baby.
We didn't plan this. We didn't plan this to happen. It just happened.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people ain't on that Camp Low. Y'all better get on to it, baby. They was it. My choice is Outkast Aquemini. Outkast to me is one of the best rap groups. I don't think they get their props, but the art of storytelling with Slick Rick, Screw It on a Barbie with Raekwon from Wu-Tang Clan. I can listen to that whole album from start to finish. They represent the South. Organized Noise that did Waterfalls. They produced a lot of their stuff. And Outkast to me has a sound that's not just rap because it's like funk on there. It's a lot of 70s sounds on there. They really brought back like the whole player Southern sound, and they really put the South on the map. That album to me is just iconic. Like I love it.
And you know, it's funny you brought up Outkast because Outkast is one of my favorites too. I didn't even think about it when I was thinking about my selections because, like you said, Quemini, I think of Rosa Parks, like you said, art of storytelling. Because they have done a lot of people props, but they've done a lot for the South. And for them to get like the album of the year when they did the Speaker Box Love Below album, they deserve it.
They gave me 2 albums when they did that one. One of my Outkast favorites would have to be 18.
They gave a movie too at the same time.
Yeah, so I love that. See, they had some good choices. It was a vibe. Now I'm gonna ask y'all one more question. It's not about an album, but I just had to throw one in here. Each one of y'all name one song that has had a personal effect on you. Like if it's your life, if it's a song that did something for you. Miss Stevie, what's your choice?
I would have to say Mary J. Blige, Everything. That one takes me to a place where I'm at with myself. And looking at the music video, tied in perfectly because she was like in this rainforest type of environment. And
Mm-hmm.
it puts you in a place where you're at within yourself. And I think she was singing about being in love with someone, but you can have love for yourself. That's the message I'm taking from that song. So Everything by Mary J. Blige.
I love that song. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis did that song, baby.
Yeah.
What's yours, KTookes?
Oh, the song that I would probably have to say. Oh, it's funny she brought up Mary J. Blige. I was just thinking of Mary J. Blige's "Be Happy"
Mm.
For my life.
because
Yeah.
y'all was happy in life. You know, sometimes we think about all the negativity of what's going on in our lives, and then
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it make you feel like you're not happy in your life. But then you got real. Well, I think when Mary put it out in the video, like, you know, being around the cliffs and everything, of the mountains and everything, it was just like freedom. It symbolized life, but at the same time, it felt like, okay, you is serenity, and I feel like I could get with that when it comes to Mary.
I love Be Happy. That's a good one. Mine is it's ratchet because of the story behind it. But she to me is like an amazing singer. A lot of people don't know about her. Her name is Candy Staten.
Can't
Um,
say, yeah. Mhm.
Okay,
her voice is amazing. I would love to interview her, but she has this song called Young Hearts Run Free.
okay,
And her life is like she's been married like 5 times. She used to be married to Clarence Carter, the man, the blind blues singer, and he was abusive towards her. And a couple of her marriages, she was being abused in. So the guy that produced the song, she was telling him what she was going through and she was trying to leave her marriage. So for me, the first time I heard it, like I grew up hearing like soul music and, you know, seeing the Motown records and Atlantic records, but I had never
Right.
heard of Candy State. And I remember I was in a relationship with this ratchet dude. And he was just doing wrong. And, you know, we were hanging out and I was like talking to him and he was like, I'm gonna change it. He ain't changed because he wasn't shit. But that morning we woke up, like we had a night doing grown up activities. But that morning when we woke up, a song came on the radio and it was this song, Young Hearts Run Free. And she was saying like, you know, young hearts run free, don't be hung up like my man and me. You know, you'll get the babies, but you won't have your man while he's loving every woman he can. So I was like, who the hell is this? And he was like, I think it's Candy Staten. So it's something about the words that she was singing because I could relate to it as a dude that resonated with me. And I got up. I was like, bye. So he was like, okay, bye. I was saying bye like I'm through with you. Like that song made me leave that dude alone. I called my best friend. I was like, who sing this song? And he told me and I ran and bought it. And I have been listening to her ever since. But that song, she has another song called One More Chance on Love that's a Bobby Womack song that she remade.
Mm.
Candy is no joke. And she is, they need to do a movie about her. Enough people don't know about her, but when I say she can sing, she can sing. So that's my
And she had
choice.
the
Candy.
Proverbs 31 Woman album. Yeah, but she did gospel as well.
Yes. So Candy is it, y'all. So y'all, I want to thank Miss Stevie and KTookes for joining me. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, go to the YouTube channel Style by Stevie and subscribe. That's Miss Stevie's channel. And KTookes channel on YouTube is Kenneth Tookes second, baby. The second. Go to his channel and subscribe. Miss Stevie does tons of interviews. She gives you fashion. KTookes does tons of interviews. He gives you music commentary, but they both are two people that I love. I watch. I see their interviews. They are amazing. It'll be listed in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're on Instagram, follow them because they do interviews. They inspire me, and it ain't, too many people that inspire me, but they are always dropping good stuff, and they have great knowledge. It is music, it's entertainment, it's everything. You can get it from these two. So yes, on YouTube, subscribe, set your notifications. Any last words that y'all want to say?
I enjoyed this. I really did. I really enjoyed this because it was great to connect with both of you. And for all of us have a passion for music. That was us. It takes us back in time. These songs take us to a place where it's like, wow, I remember I was listening to this song. So it was great. I love this. We got
Yes.
Yeah,
KTookes.
now my perspective is that I do something like this. It's funny that Jay had thought about this because I wanted to do something like this for a while, but we just couldn't figure out who should be the perfect people to come with it. And it's funny that you brought up, Jay. We could do more of this with different others. So I feel like we have to thank you because you thought if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing. But we can make it more better now. Not saying that it's not better now, but you made it great. But we can evolve it more now.
Yes, baby. Music matters. So, y'all, thank y'all so much for joining me and doing this Miss Stevie Style by Stevie. She gives us fashion. She gives us interviews. She gives us entertainment. KTookes gives us interview, music. He's really a black Wikipedia, baby, okay? He knows his stuff. He come through. I'm going to start calling you Black Wikipedia, baby. You better come through, Black Wiki. So this has been great, and y'all be sure to subscribe to their channels. It'll be listed in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. And Miss Stevie and K2, thank y'all again, and I love y'all so much.
we love you anytime.
Anytime.
Yeah. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all. Bye.